say, can they be that close? Just let me state for the record, we're giving love in a family dose. We are family. Hey, I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. Sing it to me. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. Living life is fun, and we just begun to get our share of this world's delight. High hopes we have for the future and our goals in sight. We know we don't get depressed. Here's what we call our golden rule. Have faith in you and the things you do. You won't go wrong. Oh no, this is our family. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. Everyone can see we're together as we walk on by. And we're
Better late than never.
like birds of a feather.
Good morning.
I won't tell no
Welcome to the
one.
Unitarian Universalist Church of the Brazos Valley. My name is Reverend Kiya. My pronouns are she, they, and happy Pride Month. We're going to start with a nice somber hymn from the 60s. I met her at a club down in Old Soho where we drink champagne. Tastes just like Coca-Cola. Ciole-hola. She walked up to me and she asked me to dance. I asked her her name in a dark brown voice. She said, Lola. Hello, hello, Lola. La, 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 Lola. I'm not the world's most physical guy, but what you just think I could do my time. Lola, la 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 Lola. Well, I'm not dumb, but I can't understand why she walk like a woman and talk like a man. Lola, la 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 Lola, la 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 Lola. Do you all know this part? Dance champagne and dance all night under electric candlelight. She picked me up to be fond of me. Said, dear little boy, won't you come home with me? I'm not the world's most physical guy, but Lola, 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 Lola. Push away. I walked to the door. I fell to the floor. I got down looked at her and she and me. Not the way that I wanted to be, but I always wanted to be that way for Lola. Hello, hello, Lola. Girls will be boys and boys will be girls in this mixed up, shook up world. Lola, la la la, Lola, la la la, Lola. I left home just a week before, and I never ever kissed a woman before. Lola took me by the hand and said, "Dear little boy, gonna make you a man." Yeah, I'm not the most masculine man, but I know what I am. Lola, hello, hello, Lola, Lola, la la la, Lola, la la la, Lola. Y'all help me out. Lola, la, Lola, hello, hello, Lola, la la la, Lola.
Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of the Brazos Valley, UUCBV, or Brazos UU for short. My name is Kat Wild. My pronouns are she, they. We are a welcoming congregation, which means that we celebrate and welcome all people across diversities of race, gender, sexual identities, age, ability, immigration status, and belief. We are also a congregation working towards reproductive justice. So whoever you are, wherever you have come from, and wherever you are on life's journey, you are welcome here.
Our call to worship this morning comes from Ryder Fox, a wellness coach and educator and trans activist. The tiniest intentional acts of caring for each other, fueled by rage against a system that kills us, fosters community of stubborn survivors. See each other, hold each other, together we thrive. Ryder Fox.
Invite up our chalice lighter for today, which is Rory. Please say the chalice lighting with me, which should be on the screen. We light the chalice, the symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith, as a beacon of hope for all who seek justice, dignity, and compassion, and in celebration of the life of truth and being we share together. Now all please join me in saying our affirmation statement. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
As Unitarian Universalists, we believe there's a spark of the divine in every being, including all of you, everything out there, everything all around us. Isn't that cool? It is. This is a great opportunity to say howdy to the divine sparks that you do not know in the room. So please take your time and say howdy. If you're really shy, just stand there like this and look mean. No one will talk to you. I'll let you know when it's over.
I don't know. So,
Okay, I'll just do it.
do you want the dance party to be the candlelight meditation? Okay.
No, because some people just sadness.
Howdy. My name is Allison Faber, and I am the Director of Religious Education here at the Brazos UU, and every week I get to tell you a wonderful story. But first, we all look fabulous. So I am about to take a picture of everyone. If you are uncomfortable with being photographed and can move your head down towards your lap, you will not be in the photo. If you want, I'm gonna give like 15 seconds to get set up. If you want to move out of the picture, you can do that as well. You won't hurt my feelings, I promise. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3. Happy Pride. Okay. Carry on. Okay. Today I have a wonderful story. It's called Neither or Neither, but I'm gonna say neither. Sorry. And it's by Airlie Anderson. And Airlie Anderson is a UU, so this is an extra special book. Once upon a time, there were two kinds, this and that. These and those. One or the other, until honk. What kind are you? I'm both. You can't be both. You must be neither. I'm neither? Neither tried to play this game. You can't play with us. You're not raggedy enough. I know. Neither tried to play that game. You can't play with us. You're not birdie enough. Why don't you find somewhere else? You're not one of us. You're neither. Neither. They're very mean. There goes neither flying over the land of this and that. Where did you come from? Honk. That's very fun to do. You should try it. Let's all honk together. 1, 2, 3. I'm from the land of this and that, but I'm neither. So I'm looking for somewhere else to fit in. Well, this isn't somewhere else, but you will fit in here.
just like birds of a feather. I won't tell no lie. All of these people around us, they say they can't be that close. Just let me state for the record, we're giving love in our family dose. Yeah, we are family. Hey, hey, got all my sisters with me. Oh, 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 our family. Get up, everybody, and sing it to me now. Family. All my sisters. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Family. Get up, everybody, and sing. Woo! Living life is fun, and we've just begun to get our share of this world's life. Oh, we lost the tab for the future and our goals in sight. We know we don't stay depressed. We will become our family rule. Have faith in you and the things you do. We won't go wrong. Oh no, this is a family too. Everybody, yeah, we are family. Oh, hey it to me now. Sisters with me, sing it to me now. Family, now. Everybody and sing. Yeah. Family. I got all my sisters with me and brothers and everyone in between. Family. Get up, everybody, and sing. Do-do-do. Yeah. All my sisters with me. Woo! Yeah.
Being different is dangerous, especially in these days, in these times. And so we want to take a moment to give people a chance to light candles. And if you want to say a prayer, or you want to do a meditation, or just be silent and listen to your own heartbeat for a minute, and just lower the cortisol in the room, everybody chill out. You got a chance to do that right now. It's one of those days. So in February of this year, Mr. Trump had the Park Service change the website and markers at the National Historic Landmark at the Stonewall Inn in New York City on Christopher Street. From LGBTQ to LGB. So the title of the sermon this week is Put the T Back In, because it's ridiculous. You all trans people are the forerunners of all the activism that's ever gone on. In fact, how many of you know about the Stonewall situation? Anybody ever hear about Cooper's Donuts? I'm going to play you a little thing. This is from 1959.
A cup of hot coffee hurled right into the officer's face. Then chaos. Patrons started throwing donuts, coffee cups, spoons, purses, and high heels. Yes, high heels. Just picture it. Flying sugar shakers, stilettos zipping through the air, and queer people so often portrayed as passive and weak, fighting back. The police were completely caught off guard. They fled into the street, and the queer patrons followed after them. What began as a routine night of harassment erupted into an impromptu uprising. The street was alive, and for the first time, that corner of downtown LA didn't belong to the police. It belonged to the people.
So, I've got a little video for those of y'all who aren't familiar with Stonewall. We're going to have a little short introduction to what happened in 1969 in New York City.
A cup of hot coffee hurled right into the officer's face. Then chaos. Patrons started throwing.
In the early morning hours of June 28, 1969, a riot broke out in front of the Stonewall Inn in New York City. The violent protest became known as the Stonewall Riots. The Stonewall Riots were a watershed moment in the gay rights movement, sparking activism and awareness across the United States. We'll look at the roots of the riots, the events, and their lasting impact. In the 1950s and 60s, homosexuality was still considered sodomy and illegal in 49 states. The punishments varied greatly by state, ranging from heavy fines to imprisonment. In society, members of the gay community were often subject to violence, harassment, and discrimination. In New York City, gay bars were havens for people with diverse sexual orientations and gender identities, places where they could avoid harassment and violence. The Stonewall Inn served as a popular refuge. The Stonewall Inn was owned by the Mafia. The Mafia bribed the police to look the other way. In turn, the Mafia made money overcharging patrons for drinks. Even so, the patrons were not fully safe from homophobia and discrimination. The Mafia would extort wealthy patrons, threatening to out them to their employers and families. Despite the Mafia's bribes, the police still regularly raided the Stonewall Inn and other gay bars, charging them with solicitation of homosexual relations. Trans and other gender non-conforming people were also targeted, subjected to violence, and arrested if they weren't wearing what the police deemed gender-appropriate clothing. This oppression and mistreatment came to a head in the early morning hours of June 28, 1969. 9 police officers entered the Stonewall Inn in a raid. The patrons were fed up, as the police roughly tried to arrest bartenders and customers, many resisted. Outside the bar, people in the hundreds began rioting. They threw bottles at the police and pushed through the barricades. The police officers retreated from the crowd and locked themselves inside the Stonewall Inn. Rioters responded by setting the bar on fire. Police reinforcement arrived, and the original officers managed to get out of the burning bar. Meanwhile, the angry mob had grown into thousands. Eventually, the police were able to get the crowd to disperse, but it didn't last long. The riots continued until July 1st. While some criticized the violent and destructive riots, others pointed to the brutality and unjust treatment of the gay community. This large-scale defiance made a massive impact
Yeah. So, when the first day of Mr.
In the
Trump,
early morning hours of June 28th,
when Mr. Trump became president again, the first thing he did was say that there are only two genders, male and female, which is not even scientifically correct. And then he kicked all the trans people out of the military. That's basically what's happening. Everybody's getting an honorable discharge, but it's still ruining all kinds of people's careers. That's happening. All the stuff that's happening here in Texas, there are over 120 anti-trans bills that have been introduced to the legislature here in Texas just this year. Things are happening. Now, things are happening so fast that we're not necessarily getting all the information. But it's worth checking it out. It's worth knowing about. So, two of the people who are most involved in the Stonewall Riots, which actually happened from the 28th of June all the way to July 1st. Every night, more and more people came. More and more things happened that night. And they had the riot police out. So we're talking about people getting their heads knocked in just for standing up. And to take the T out is so rude that it's just annoying me to the point that I'm almost too emotional to talk to you about it. But two of the people who organized at the Stonewall and later were very involved in ACT UP and in the first gay liberation marches were two trans women named Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera. Now, Marsha P. Johnson was perhaps murdered. They say that she killed herself, but I don't think so. But she was very active until the 1990s. Extremely active in the ACT UP movement. Y'all remember that when nobody was doing anything about AIDS and people had to die on the floor, in the street, and in cathedrals to get people's attention? Yeah. There's a long history. Most of it's happened during my life. Now, why do I have a dog in this fight? Well, for a number of reasons. One, I'm the right age. I would have been one of those street kids. And so when we heard about this, it was so empowering, I cannot tell you. Because we were still fighting with our parents over whether they were going to kick us out of the house, whether they were going to decide that you had to go to a mental hospital. My biggest fear in 7th grade was that I was going to get locked up in a mental hospital, depending on, because 1977 is when I was 17. So up until 1977, homosexuality was considered a mental illness. So if you happened to come out and you were under 18, your parents could have you committed, and everybody would go along with it. And this is the kind of treatments that they gave people. I mean, did not completely freak you out, but lobotomies were common, shock treatments, where they would show you visual images and shock you, so you would have aversion therapy is what they called it. We're not going back, y'all. Nobody's going back to that. And I am counting on you to be the allies I know you are. We are not letting anybody get harmed in our community. It's an all, just like what Allison was telling you. All of us are together. So Sylvia and Marsha started a group called STAR, which supported trans people and homeless LGBT youth, because lots of people got thrown out of their house, and then they had nothing to do. They had no food, no place to go. There weren't any organizations for them. Those of y'all that have seen the Therapy Sisters, Lisa Rogers, started a group in Austin called Out Youth that's still going for kids that got kicked out of their homes. And now they have a house and a place to live, and they have prom every year for all the gay kids and all the trans kids. It's a beautiful thing. You think it doesn't matter. It matters. Think of all the things that you've had in your life where you had support from your friends and family. Many gay people do not have that. When I first came out, my mother said, "Oh, I'm so sorry you picked such a sad lifestyle. And now you're going to be so miserable." And then she started to list things that she'd heard lesbians do. It was terrible. I'm just telling you. So almost everybody, if you meet somebody who's out, they have gone through it. They have struggled. And they are a natural ally to anybody else who's been marginalized or outsider. And I know a lot of you all have been outsiders. You picked the wrong job. You picked a job that only men are supposed to do when you're a woman. You decided to marry the person that your parents didn't like. You know what that's like. And then have everybody tell you that you're mentally ill because you have that lifestyle, something that you have no control over. Because we're born this way, as Lady Gaga said. Can I get a witness, anybody? There we go. Transgender people, particularly trans women of color, have always played a significant role in the gay liberation and any liberation movement that's happened since. Many of them were very involved in the civil rights movement. All these things that we're fighting so hard to keep right now, gay people have always been on the front line. Lesbians, trans people, LGBTQIA2S, all of it. It's everybody. We're all in it. So I'm surprised y'all didn't know about the Cooper's Donuts, but it's pretty cool that we're throwing donuts. I kind of like that. I think we should put donuts back in the whole thing. Next time we go to a demonstration, if you're going to the prayer vigil on the 14th of June, take some donuts. So many trans women were on the front lines, and they not only did it aggressively, everybody was angry. All this anger came up in Stonewall, but they also had a kick line in their high heels, and the cops didn't know what to do. They were like, what is going on here? And it was a beautiful thing. I think they think we're weak and that we would just roll over. You know, I think that's why the MAGA movement is attacking trans people and trans rights, because we're about 2% of the population. So it's not that many people, right? Who's going to stand up for trans people? There we go. Hopefully everybody in this room. Now the terminology has changed since the 1960s. So if you watch old videos or whatever, they may say words like transvestites, which is now outdated, drag queens, some were trans and others were just performers. You can be a drag queen, you can be a drag king. It doesn't mean anything other than you like to go and drag. Street queens or cross-dressers, maybe you've heard those terms, those are kind of outdated too, or simply lumped into the broader gay categories. Now, I am of the age where the word gay stood for everybody, you know, and the word queer meant, it was a pejorative. People said it like, you dyke, you queer, like it was a bad thing, where now it's a very cool thing. And many people have that identity who might not have that sexual identity. So, we're all learning all the time, so don't feel weird about it. Trans people have always been models of people that it's fun for the cops to pick on. I think being a cop is a hard job, and I wouldn't want it myself. But taking your frustrations out on the weakest people that you can find, if you think that's a drag queen, you're making a great error. The people who threw the bricks at Stonewall were all, actually, one very truck-driving lesbian and 2 drag queens. There's a really good American Experience movie, if you'd like to watch it. It's available online, about the Stonewall Rebellion, so if you want a more detailed explanation. I don't know what we can do this is wrong. And this is a small thing, it's not a small thing, but it's kind of like our pride flag. I'm not taking that down for anybody. Somebody rents the building and they are uncomfortable with it, too bad. So we've got some things that we have to work on. Federally, we have Executive Order 14187, protecting children from chemical and surgical mutilation. In other words, trans kids can't get their health care. That's going on right now. We have all these different problems, like I said, with the military. We have nobody's able to get surgeries, hormone therapies, or puberty blockers. Now, this is the difference between somebody committing suicide or not. These guys don't know what they're doing, and I say that in general. The guys could include some really wacky women. You know, I can love them as a good Unitarian Universalist, but I don't have to like what they do. In Texas, we have House Bill number 229, defining sex based on reproductive capacity. Is that ridiculous? Yes, it is. And this just passed the legislature on May 28th. Define sex strictly based on biological attributes, specifically the capacity to produce or fertilize ova. Everybody who's had a hysterectomy, raise your hands. Yeah, you're out. So, game over. Okay, mandates that states document birth certificates, driver's license reflect the definition, disallowed changes based on gender identity. In other words, your biological sex, whatever your doctor said you were. What if you're intersex and they decided to make you one or the other? Your driver's license now has to reflect that. So everybody who's already changed theirs, and we have people in this room who've done it, are in danger. They're endangered by this. There are lists. I hope I'm on one. I do. So Governor Abbott is expected to sign these stupid laws into law on September 1st. So now's your chance to let your legislators know. And I apologize if I'm crossing the 501c3. Too bad. Yes. So we have a long history of working against AIDS, doing HIV, standing up for trans people, standing up for marriage equality. They're trying to take that away too. How many people have been to a wedding of a same-sex couple? They're beautiful, right? It's just like everybody else. Sometimes they shouldn't get married, but you know, everybody has a right to make their own mistakes. Right? One of the things I'm most proud of Unitarian Universalism is we do not think that homosexuality or transgender or anyone else, bisexuality, is a sin. It is not a sin. You are the way that you are made. The Universalists believe that we are made perfectly. So whatever you are, be proud. Today, be fierce, be fabulous. And thank you for coming to Pride Service today. And now, Kat is back in the saddle again.
Alrighty, as Lavender and make the way up here. I do just want to say very quickly, I am one of those people who is on the list for changing my driver's license in the state of Texas, even though I was born in Minnesota. It's very real and it is scary, but we will make it through. Now let an offering be taken to sustain and strengthen this place, which is sacred to so many of us, a community of memory and of hope, for we are now the keepers of the community. This church shares the proceeds of the offering plate donation every week to help support important nonprofit organizations of which we work. The four groups we voted to support with this year's donations are Brazos Valley Blessings, the Brazos Interfaith Immigration Network, the Trans Joy Project, and Tiny Hope Village. We vote on this every May at our congregational meeting, and so we just voted for 4 new ones this next year. Please be as generous as you can.
I know you wanted me to stay, but I can't ignore the crazy visions of me in LA. And I heard that there's a special place where boys and girls can all be queens every single day. I'm having wicked dreams of leaving Tennessee, Santa Monica. I hear you calling me. Won't make my mama proud. It's gonna cause a scene. She sees her baby girl. I know she's gonna scream, God, what have you done? You're a pink bunny girl, and you dance at the club. Oh, mama, I'm just having fun. I'm staging my heels. It's where I belong, down at the Pink Pony Club. I'm gonna keep on dancing at the Pink Pony Club. I'm gonna keep on dancing at the Pink Pony Club. Pink Pony Club. Rose in the bathroom and the right outside the door. Black lights and a long disco ball. Every night's another reason why I left it all. I think my wicked dreams of leaving Tennessee. Oh, Santa Monica, you've been too good to me. Will make my mama proud. It's gonna cause a scene. She sees her baby girl. I know she's gonna scream. You're my body girl. And I was at the club, oh mama. I'm just having fun. I'm staging my roles. It's why I go down at the Pink Pony Club. I'm dancing at the Pink Pony Club. Still in Tennessee, you're always on my mind. And mama, every Saturday, I can hear your southern drawl 1,000 miles away, singing, you're a pink pony girl, and it's at the club, oh mama. I'm just having fun. I'm staging my roles. It's where I belong, down at the Pink Pony Club. I'm dancing at the Pink Pony Club. I'm dancing Lavender and Meg.
We give thanks for these gifts we have given, for those we have received, and for each other. May your generosity return to you tenfold. All right, I have 5 announcements today. There is no Love and Joy Choir for June, so there will be a month break for the summertime. We will be back to rehearsal on July 3rd. Second is we are doing the membership directory, so get your photo made for the directory today after service or next Sunday as well. Please see Kiya or Allison to have your photo taken. The first book club meeting for the next book, Written in the Waters, will be on June 8th, so next Sunday after service. If you would like help in getting a copy of the book, please let Reverend Kiya or Allison know. The final UUWF meeting for this church year will be today, June 1st at 12:30 p.m. at Mary Ellen Pate's house. This is both a business and a social meeting. And then we have the NAACP banquet coming up next Saturday, June 7th at 6:30 over at the Brazos Center. There are 8 tickets available at $100 per person. There is already one set of tickets paid for if you cannot afford but you would like to attend. Please see Reverend Kiya if you would like to do that. Now we will extinguish the chalice. Please join me in extinguishing the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we gather together again.
Please sing the benediction with me if you choose to. Remember the way of the wind and breathe and blow. Remember the way of the fire and sparkle and glitter and glow. Remember the way of the water and ebb and flow. Remember the way of the earth and grow. Go in peace.